By far the most common prefix in Welsh are the two letters CY. They come at the beginning of our own name for our own country, of so many of the plurality of our words for the singular English community, and of the multitudinous nouns and verbs that can be created with a simple anyone can do it addition of keyed. In 2020, 9 social enterprises from all parts of Wales started on a 3-year programme of collaboration. Central to Llechi Glo a Chefn Gwlad was the fostering of a new cohort of 27 community development workers, the success of which could well require a series of films following so many paths of learning and experience. But what this unadorned film focuses on, however, is the dynamic of partnership, a dynamic that enabled such an ambitious programme to be so thoroughly successful. As a final piece of learning together and sharing with each other, it is specifically interested in the glo man, the small coal, of how what it says on the tin actually works.
So mae Llechi Glo a Chefn Gwlad yn casgliad o 9 mudiad o'r Gogledd Cymru yn Gwynedd, y Llechi, 3 yn y Cymoedd, y Glo, a 3 a draws Canolbwyntiodd a Gorllewin Cymru, Cefn Gwlad. A dyn ni wedi bod yn cwrdd ers 3 mlynedd, wedi cael pres gan y sefydliad ranc. Un neu 2 peth, un ydy i cyflogi arweinwyr cymunedol. Mae mwyafrif ohonyn nhw wedi bod yn bobl ifanc, ond nid i gyd. A mae'r bob mudiad fel yr orsaf wedi dewis pa maes maen nhw eisiau gweithio ynddo.
And that common thread is that we work within communities. And it doesn't have to be a geographical community. It can be a community of farmers or a community of carers, or it can be within a geography. But we all have that that passion for, that care for our communities.
It's about shared learning, and because we all do quite different kind of activities and different sorts of things, but we all have been caring about where we live and about the people at our heart.
Rwy'n cyfle i ni weithio fo'n gilydd i greu byddin o arweinwyr cymunedol newydd, a da ni wedi datblygu a codi hyder unigolion yn y 9 cymuned, un bob blwyddyn.
9 young people each year, so there's 27 across the 3 years, from those local communities to develop their own skills, their ideas and their career paths, who then feed back into civil society and the foundation economy.
A group that are striving to make Wales a better place. That's what I see it as.
I'm laughing because I remember the conversation so clearly. I was driving up to Aberystwyth and I had my wife in the car with me. And my wife has worked in the not-for-profit sector for pretty much all her career. And we were driving up and I had a call from Ffion from Tir Coed, who's one of the other partners there. And it was on hands-free. And Ffion said, "Gareth, can I talk to you about an idea?" And she went off and she ran through this whole idea of the partnership and the leaders, the interns and everything else. And she went through the whole idea. And she said, "So what do you think?" And I said, "Ffion, can I think about it and give you a call back?" Yes, okay. Hang up. And I said to my wife, "Have you any idea what she was talking about?"
Oedd o'n gyffroes, hefyd oedd o'r fatha, oedd y cymuned mor wahanol, ond eto big efallai, dylia hyn ddim gweithio ar bapur.
It was so different. It was so unusual. It was so different to anything I'd ever experienced. I couldn't figure out what on earth it was.
Mae'r 3 cymuned yn Gwynedd, oeddwn ni wedi bod yn sôn am cydweithio am sbel, a doedd ddim dod gyda gilydd. Ar y tro cyntaf, cwrddais i efo blaen y Bethesda, oedd yn y car yn mynd lawr i'r Llandinam i cael cyfarfod i dechrau trafod Llechi Glo Cefn Gwlad.
North, mid, south. Reality of it is we're all experiencing very much the same things, but like you've said, we're all experiencing them in different ways.
My first experience of working in the not-for-profit sector running Tir Dewi. Prior to that, I had a very commercial, very competitive, very suspicious, very profit-driven career. And working collaboratively with people was anathema, really. It was, you don't work with people, you beat them. So I had no experience of collaboration in that sense. Collaboration where everyone is giving. My mind is, well, what can I take? Hence my first reaction, that I thought it was about getting funding for nothing.
And so I really didn't get it, to be honest, at all. I couldn't quite see how these very different organisations would be able to get something that would work for everybody.
Yn ymarferol, mi weithiodd yn wych dros y 3 blynedd dwytha. Mae wedi bod yn anhygoel o brofiad.
It does massively.
It shouldn't work at all. We shouldn't understand each other.
How does it work? It does work.
It does, absolutely it does work.
It did work, and still working.
It works because we all care. We all care. We care about different specifics. I care about farmers and farming families and those who are perhaps disadvantaged and struggling. Yeah? But the other organisations care about their communities and the individuals within those communities who are maybe disadvantaged and struggling.
Does dim angen I cael allbynnau cadarn, does dim angen I cael targedau sy'n gyrru y ffordd ydych chi'n ariannu am pethau. Oedd e'n really hyblyg ac o'n i'n falch I weld hynny, oherwydd oedd yn rhoi lle I ni I datblygu y prosiect fel oedd e'n mynd ymlaen.
And suddenly you've got a group of people who are able to do something, motivated and passionate about doing something, and, importantly, doing something.
I think what cemented it for me was going down and visiting the other projects. I particularly remember the visit to South Wales, and that was when it really struck a chord and the penny dropped, and I understood what we could get and how it might we all would get something from this and be stronger from it.
Felly oedd lot mwy o pwyslaeth na oeddwn ni disgwyl a rannu a dysgu o y mudiad.
We discovered a common language of community resilience, common language of bloody-mindedness, to be honest, a common language of having survived lots of struggles as organisations and communities, and also a common language of purpose, that things could be better.
And each one of the organisations in the Llechi Glo partnership has got different skills and different assets. So the partnership up in North Wales, they have massive focus on energy regeneration. All that is really valuable learning that can be translated and we can learn from and translate onto the ground.
I think we all work towards the same sort of goals, and been very much inspired by seeing what's going on in other projects.
Ond be oeddwn ni hefyd yn dod fewn i'r prosiect oedd y parodrwydd na I ddysgu gan ein gilydd.
Nobody knows everything themselves. They just know snippets, don't we?
Rhannu yn arbenigydda, ond hefyd rhannu yn gwendida ni. Geisio trio cael cefnogaeth y partneriaeth eraill I helpu ni weithio trwy pethau.
We do that and that's ours. I think I could ring any of the line managers and say, well, we're doing this. You've done something the same before. Could you, so I wouldn't be afraid.
Ond diolch yn rocket science mewn ffordd. Mae o just yn rhaid ffydd mewn bobl, a rhyddid I bobl, adnabod a gweithio ar lles I cymuned. Mae'r syml a hynny.
Dod y gymysgedd ieithyddol na, dod dair fenter yn y broedd chwarelddol, da ni gyd yn gweinyddu trwy gyfrwng y Gymraeg. Doedd Cymraeg di iaith yn gwaith ni fan fan Partneriaeth Ogwen. Doedd hynny'n sicr ddim yn wir am y mentra yn y Canolbarth a'r de, ond doedd o ddim yn broblem. Mewn ffordd, o'n i'n gweld bod y prosiect yma wedi bod yn gyfle i godi ymwybyddiaeth y mentra yna o pa mor normal ydi o i ni ddefnyddio'r Gymraeg.
So I was encouraging our particular time to shine at the time, who had siarad iaith nefoedd, he speaks the language of heaven, to engage with people from the mid and the north who were fluent speakers, but he was reticent because in his daily life English is the main pattern.
A dwi'n gwybod bod yna lot o'r arweinwyr cymunedol yn yr ardaloedd eraill wedi cael ei sbarduno i ddefnyddio mwy o'i Cymraeg ers bod yn rhan o'r prosiect yma.
But a lot of that disappeared over the first year in terms of barrier. It became something that unlocked.
Some might think it's a barrier, but realistically, my opinion of the whole process is bridged perhaps sometimes that element of, oh, I can't do it because I can't speak Welsh.
One of the ways it unlocked is that some who work exclusively in English could explore what someone meant in Welsh when someone who speaks Welsh as their first language unpacked a word or an expression. Yeah? Equally, some of the words in English that perhaps weren't used by those whose first language was Welsh. So the language actually used sensitively could become an unlocker.
So dwi'n meddwl bod y prosiect di galluogi ni i ffindio pobl wedi dysgu Cymraeg yn ysgol ond ddim wedi cario ymlaen i'w ddefnyddio fo. Mae wedi bod yn gyfle i feithrin hyder a codi ymwybyddiaeth bod y Gymraeg actually yn iaith mentra cymdeithasol, bod hi'n iaith gweithleoedd naturiol, dim just yn y cadarnleoedd, dim just yng Ngwynedd, ond hefyd mewn llefydd eraill.
A ti'n meddwl, mae'n rhywbeth efallai o'n i byth brofi eto mewn ffordd, y sioc ma i'r system, i'r cymunedau, beth sy'n digwydd nesaf, sut ydyn ni'n delio efo hyn.
Un o'r peth efo Covid oedd yn ffosio pawb i ail-asesu be oedden nhw'n wneud. Mewn ffordd oedd e'n angen i mynd yn ôl i basics o sut ni'n cefnogi bobl a beth oedd y purpose o bob mudiad.
I mean, COVID changed what we are doing at Tir Dewi. Yeah, we had to work in very different ways, and each of the 9 partners had to do as well.
So oedd o'n beth mawr, doedd ar gyfwng byd eang, a nina fel mentra cymunedol bach yn trio handlo'r argyfwng yna a trio bod yn garedig mewn cymuned ac yn gweithredu lawer cyflymach na lot o asiantaethau cyhoeddus achos oedd hynna mewn stad o paralysis. A nath ni gario ymlaen i fynd.
Dros nos oedden ni'n newid i cefnogi bobl efo Covid. So oedd hwn yn efo siopa, casglu prescriptions, fod ar diwedd y ffôn i sicrhau doedd bobl ddim yn unig, trefnu liftiau.
Ni'n nabod yn cymunedau, bod ni'n gwybod pwy fysa angen, a hefyd bod gennym ni'r rhwydwaith na wirfoddolwyr ar y lawr gwlad oedd yn barod i fynd i helpu i wneud negas, i gasglu prescription, i helpu cymdogion. Ti jyst yn mynd yn ôl i'r hen egwyddorion, dyna pwy ydyn ni helpu'n gilydd.
I find it very difficult to believe that I'm going to say this, but thank goodness for Zoom.
Ac efallai, petai Covid ddim wedi digwydd, rhyw 4-5 cyfarfod fysa ni wedi cael wyneb o wyneb. Ond debyg, yn ystod Covid, mi oedden ni'n cyfarfod yn wythnosol ar Zoom, a mi oedden ni'n rhannu pryderon, rhannu syniadau, rhannu...
And it became almost like, I wouldn't say therapy, but it was a bit like an action learning set, without being called that. Every now and again, someone would either be down, or there would be a particular community issue, or both, and they would tell the story. And then people would ask questions, offer supportive comments, and think through what that might look like. And of course, you've only got to wait till next week, see people say, so how did that go?
Well, the support was there, and it was that continuity as well. It meant that you knew that was always going to be there in a way, you know, when maybe other things were a little bit unknown, and it was changing, things were changing fast, and we were all having to adapt our delivery to go online and do all sorts of other stuff that we hadn't maybe done before. And so that was all challenging, so I think it gave a bit of continuity and knowing that other people were in the same boat.
Yn ystod y cyfnod clo, mi oedd cyfarfodydd Llechi Gwlad Cefn Gwlad yn eithriadol o bwysig. o safbwynt iechyd meddwl y staff a'r bobl rownd y bwrdd a just gallu trafod.
Because we were thrown into a crisis with the COVID situation, and actually the online stuff strengthened the partnership. And it's made us more, I think it's made us value the concept of meeting more as well.
It was very important to be able to have those meetings. It was very important to be able to catch up with what others were doing. But also, we've all experienced this, but also when COVID restrictions lifted and we were able to all get together, it was like meeting family.
I think that is tremendous, the impact. How often do you have local people coming into this sector, wanting to do stuff for their community, and then being offered the opportunity to see other communities across Wales and how they work? Often we just come into your organisation, you end up staying here, and then it's just all you know is how you work. So yeah, no, that's been the biggest value really, is that these leaders have got to see a real broad view of the work across Wales.
They are buying into a whole package. That package includes being employed and rooted in the local community and working, through the week, sometimes with some weekends and evenings, going to at least 3 external events organised by the Rank Foundation, to which usually the managers go as well and other people, and reporting back and being involved in action learning sets. So there's a whole package of continuing professional development that they buy in from the get-go.
Ond hefyd y cyrsia, maen nhw wedi gwneud cyrsia datblygu cymunedol efo sylfaen cymunedol, a dwi'n meddwl bod hynna wedi bod o fydd anhygoel. Os oes y math yna addysg yn bodoli yng Nghymru ar hyn o bryd, dwi'n gwybod bod y prifysgolion ddim yn gwneud cyrsia cymunedol ddim mwy. Mae addysg gydol oes ar ei luniau. Ond gobeithio fydden ni gyd yn dysgu maths tan fydden ni'n 18.
So mae'r elfen bugeiliol o gynllun Llechi Glwad Cefn Gwlad, mae'r buddsoddiad bugeiliol yna wedi bod yn enfawr. Hynny a hefyd yr arbenigedd datblygu cymunedol yna, so maen nhw gyd wedi bod trwy'r cwrs datblygu cymunedol, efo Fal yn sylfaen. A i fi, allai'n meddwl am unrhyw gynllun sydd wedi dod trwy Llywodraeth Cymru neu Llywodraeth San Steffan sydd wedi dod efo gymaint o adnoddau bugeiliol i edrych ar ôl y bobl ifanc.
We are part of a UK-wide rank network that feeds and reads and learns together, and meets together. But we're also part of the Llechi Gwlad Wales-based bilingual foundation economy group, which I would say is probably more intense and closer because we see more of each other. And that has had an enormous impact on the 3 time to shows that we've had.
Building the confidence, and I think it did, and then they started meeting on their own then, in terms, they become a little family with, that support each other.
Their confidence grow much faster probably than it would have done because they've got that peer support. Some lifelong friendships will be happening there without doubt. It's great, because some of them, watch them all grow, and it's been amazing watching them grow. So I remember people in tears and things like that at the beginning where they had to be put in situations where they weren't comfortable, maybe having to present or something like that. And then you can't shut them up.
Dwi wedi dysgu llwyth amdan, dwi wedi dysgu'r grefft o grando, o rhannu, o gweld a dysgu. Dwi wedi dysgu, dwi'n meddwl na rhannu, gweld, grando a dysgu, da ni wedi gwneud ar hyd y broses yma, da ni wedi bod yn agorad iawn iddo fo.
It's enabled me to have a much wider view of, this will sound very grand, but a much wider view of what we are doing at Tir Dewi, but a much wider view of the community in which we're impacting, and the wider community beyond just farmers.
My confidence has grown, so my confidence in what I think and being able to express that, because I think previously I was in the shadow of people that went before me and feeling like I should be doing what they might have done, whereas when you see people doing great things all around within the partnership, then it makes you think, well, actually, I've got some of my own ideas that I might have stolen from other people or whatever, but I've got these ideas that I'd like to push forward, and so I would, put them out there a lot more strongly than I would have done before.
So it's given me this much wider lens, and even wider beyond that, to think about how the economy operates within Wales is based on small communities and is based on people caring within those communities. Yeah? And I would never have reached any of these thoughts, any of these thinking directions or any of the conclusions without the impact of Llechi Glo, without being turned in that direction by the other organisations, by the other partners.
But being part of the partnership helped me personally to expand my thinking and look outside, because you often get so caught up in everything that you're doing that you're always, looking inward, and going out, meeting each other, the partners, and going to look at their projects made you look more outwardly, and then you just look at things in a bigger way, and see your part within everything else that's going on, and see how you fit with that a bit better.
I think it's given me a broader perspective on what's out there, helped me to look beyond Rhondda and South Wales. I think it's given me a clearer perspective on the diversity within Wales, diversity of thoughts, diversity of language and approach.
Because you've got to reflect that sometimes communities get a little bit tired, and it can't always be bump, 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 but sometimes you just need a little spark, and that's what this, for me, as a partnership, enables.
Ar hyd y blynyddoedd, dwi wedi gweithio o gymaint o asiantaethau cyhoeddus sydd yn cyfeirio chdi at hyn a llall. Ond be di'r rhwydwaith yma ydy bobl ti'n gallu codi'r ffôn. Ti wedi clywed am hwn? Be mae grant yma'n meddwl? Be ydy'r criteria yma? Mae'n berthynas fatha lle da ni gyd ar yr un lefel a ti'n ofyn gofyn cwestiwn. So dio ddim yn beiriant yn cyfeirio chdi at wefan ac yn e-bostio dolen i chdi neu rhywbeth. So mae wedi bod yn gret fel yna.
Coming back from some of the visits, I was absolutely buzzing, and came back talking really passionately about things and all excited and feeling really energised by seeing what was going on and spending that time with other people that are so positive. So obviously I've come back raving on about stuff, and so that's had an impact on other people because they've seen the impact on me, so they want a little piece of that then, don't they?
Os oedd 'na rhywbeth yn llwyddo mewn un cymuned, wel, oedd y syniad yn cael ei drawsblannu a'i efelychu mewn cymuned arall. So enghraifft, mae criw Siop Griffiths a Nina wedi bod yn datblygu food share, cynllun rhannu bwyd. So mae gen ni pantry pesta fama. Felly, da ni wedi bod yn rhannu profiadau o ran sut i sefydlu pethau yma.
Mewn 3 mis byddwn ni'n agor canolfan Mentigarwch i pobl ifanc. A oedd y spark ar gyfer hynny yn dod o cyflwyniad gan un o'r partneriaid. Oedd e'n really clear i ni, oedd angen i ni datblygu rhywbeth fel hynny ar ôl clywed am be oedd bobl eraill yn wneud.
So when we visited Pengroes, the cars, the electric cars, I mean it's work in progress, but that really has inspired us to think, right, okay, we need to be really thinking about offering energy locally, electric, the potential of electric cars and renewable energies, because what that has demonstrated that a community group can do it.
So dyn ni byth yn gwybod pan mae cyfleoedd yn dod, bydd rhywbeth o y trafodaethau dyn ni wedi cael. Bydd e'n cefnogi ein meddwl ar ein gweithredu.
As a direct response really to the seeing how that's worked in the partnership within our work here now, we've been doing much more with other organisations locally as well, but they're kind of like the glue, if you like, to enable more things to happen.
Rhaid roed ymys ar un peth arbennig dwi wedi dysgu, dwi'n teimlo bod fi wedi tyfu fel person Ond ella bod hynna hefyd am bod fi'n mynd yn hen.
You can tell by my accent I'm not from Aberystwyth originally, you know, I'm an outsider coming in, but I feel like I've grown into my place here because I get the history and I get the ripples of the past and how important they are here and now, because I've taken a bit of time to, you know, think about that and feel it, and you know, I love living here, and I understand the love for the landscape and your part within it, and you just feel that really strongly through this partnership as well. It's that, you know, really caring not just about the people but about the landscape as well, and where you are within it. So
I suppose the relationships, you still have those relationships. You know, you still be able to, hi Julie, how are you doing? You know, can we pop over?
You know, we're coming to an end now, but I don't think the momentum has dwindled. I think it's still going along because nobody wants to finish.
Y cyfeillgarwch, uwchlaw popeth dwi'n meddwl. Y rhwydwaith hefyd, tod yr unigolion na ti'n gwybod, allai ymddiriad yn hein, allai godi'r ffôn, allai sgwrsio fy nhw ymlaen y gwahanol bethau.
Or, you know, Mel, can we, you know, I've got a great group of people that are really interested in energy regeneration. Can we come and have a conversation about your micro-hydro scheme? Would you be okay for us to come up and visit? Those links and connections are still there?
Gwaddol amlwg ydy bod lot o'r arweinwyr cymunedol wedi cael gwaith efo'r mentra, a bod nhw'n parhau i weithredu fel arweinwyr cymunedol. Ac ambell un di gadael y sefydliadau, ond maen nhw dal di cael yr rhyddin na o weithredu cymunedol efo ni. Wel, maen nhw di mynd â hwnna efo nhw, a gobeithio bod nhw'n defnyddio fo wan yn lle bynnag maen nhw yn y byd.
Ar un y bryd, da ni trio i creu rhywbeth tebyg i Llechi Glo Cefn Gwlad ar lefel Gwynedd. So mae hwn wedi dod yn uniongyrchol o'n profiad o'r Llechi Glo ar y rwydwaith yna. So, da ni trio i helpu creu y rwydwaith tebyg yn Gwynedd ar un y bryd.
Dwi'n meddwl bod y math yma o gynllun yn hanfodol i dyfodol gwaith cymunedol ar draws Cymru. Ac yn hynny yn rhywbeth fel Arfor er enghraifft. Dwi'n meddwl bod yna potensial aruthrol i meithrin gweithwyr cymunedol Cymraeg o fewn i cymunedau.
Buddsoddiad yna mewn codi hyder, unigolion, yn ei gallu nhw i weithredu yn gymunedol ac bydd i cymunedau. So mae hwnna wedi bod yn bwysig a mae wedi bod yn buddsoddiad amhrisiadwy.
Mae wedi bod yn buddsoddiad werthfawr iawn yn ein prosiectau ni. Cos doedd dim lot o strings, oedd ddim mwy am datblygu y pobl a datblygu ni fel reolwyr, a dwi'n meddwl mae wedi gweithio.
Buddsoddiad yn sicr, buddsoddiad amser, buddsoddiad pobl, buddsoddiad ydy'r gair de.
Utilising all these partnerships is investing in your organisation, it's investing in your staff, your individuals, and that the investment gives people the skills, the knowledge that they need.
Be well na meithrin a hybu gweithwyr, a talu gweithwyr cyflog teg i weithio fewn i cymunedau, i ddatblygu cymunedau.
Remember, I thought I'd take the money and just take a few boxes. I'm glad I didn't do that. I would have missed so much.
Angerdd at ddatblygu cymunedol. Mae hwnna'n hollol allweddol.
Well, we're all like-minded. We all want to bring about social change. We all want to learn. We all want to improve our communities.
Pob ar unigolion sy'n gweithio efo mudiadau sy'n rhan o Llechi Glo Cefn Gwlad. Maen nhw pobl sydd wedi bod yn gweithio yn y meysydd am blynyddoedd, a mae bob un ohonyn nhw yn ei ffordd y hun yn rhyw fath o enghraifft i siwr i wneud pethau yn iawn efo cymunedau.
Individual commitment, passion for community and a love of nation.
A hefyd arweinwyr eu hunan, cos nhw oedd ffocws y prosiect. Ac eto, da ni wedi gweithio fe 27 person dros time mlynedd diwetha. Ac dwi'n bob un wedi dod efo rhywbeth gwahanol I eu mudiadau nhw, eu hunain, ac i'r rwydwaith.
A heart and a reason for us to start speaking to each other.
Knowledge, sharing.
This conversation wouldn't have started without this mad idea of Llechi Glo a Chefn Gwlad.
Empathy.
It's the common link of having the leaders and all feeling responsible for their developments and their broadening, which has brought us as managers to the same conclusions and the same benefits. We've experienced the same benefits by trying to give them to others.
Being good at listening.
Dyna beth sy'n anhygoel amdan Llechi Glo a Chefn Gwlad ydy cynhwysio yna. Maen nhw gyd chydig bach yn wahanol, ond da ni gyd yn adeiladu neu'n pobi, neu'n coginio am yr un peth, neu'n cymysgu.
Respect for each other.
Pan ti'n dod ar cynhwysio at ei gilydd, mae o'n, hyd a lledrich. Da ni'n mynd I cyffwrdd yr ochrau beth sy'n bosib. Mae o mor gyffroes beth sy'n bosib.